episode 164 of the Knitty McPurly podcast. I am your host, Devin You can find me online as Knitty McPurly on Instagram. I'm at KnittyMcPurly.com. And if you want to email me, I am Devin at KnittyMcPurly.com. Welcome. Happy Sunday. I hope you are having an amazing Sunday. I definitely am. I did not want to get out of bed this morning. The alarm went off at 4:30 as usual, and I was like, stop. But I got up and I faced the day, and now I am very happy that I did because I am here with all of you guys. I am drinking coffee out of my Massachusetts mug. So fun. One of my many Massachusetts mugs. It's a great day, and I'm hoping to get a lot of knitting in later. That is my goal. My husband and I might run over to Culpeper. He asked me and I was like, I don't think I'm gonna have time today, but I think we might need to make time. I'm leaning towards that. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. I am wearing my Joy necklace, by the way, which I think is amazing. Gigi and I were talking about this necklace and I'm like, I just love it so much. I wear it almost every Sunday, unless it's a little too much, which maybe it is a little too much today. I've got a lot going on, but I don't care. So I'm wearing my Benedicta sweater. I love having all this space back here. With my overalls. I love this Benedicta. This is Brass Tacks. This is the DK yarn from 29 Bridges. This color is called Brass Tacks. And this is actually a fingering weight held double. I don't remember. I feel like I made this out of scraps, because it only takes, for my size, it's 2 skeins of each color. And you don't even need the full second skein, so it's like a skein and a half. And I think I just had leftovers of these colors and I love them together. It's lower contrast than my other one, and I just think it looks great. I love these warm colors. I look good in warm colors and I just love it. Anyway, what are you wearing today? Are you in your knits? Do you wear your knits to church on Sunday or around the house on Sunday? I love them. They're like my favorite things. I find that I look in my closet and I'm like, I'm really sick of all these clothes, but not the knitted ones. I love the knitted ones. They are my favorites. Okay, progress and shop news. So I'm gonna start with the most boring thing. The most boring thing is email and the back end of email. Maybe you're an engineering type who totally gets and understands all that, but I am an artist, okay? Art is what I do. And so for me, the back end of email, I don't even know. I don't even know. So there are these new rules where I don't even really understand the rules. If we're being honest, I don't even really understand the rules. But everything that I use to send email, which is Shopify, who runs my website, and Privy, who sends my newsletter, those people have been like, you have to comply with X, Y, and Z. They are actually acronyms. STMP, LMNOQ, I don't know what they are, but anyway, you have to comply with all these things. So luckily, my husband's brain does work this way, and he went in and he fixed it so that it would work. So hopefully there are no disruptions with email. It should, in theory, start working even better. Things that could potentially have gone to spam before now shouldn't. So everything should be working better now, I guess, is what I'm told. One other thing about the newsletter, I get these questions a lot where somebody says, I know I signed up for your newsletter, but I'm not getting the emails. Here is a fun fact. If you unsubscribe, and I feel like this doesn't hold in my life. I feel like I unsubscribe from stuff all the time and people, they still keep sending me emails. But when you unsubscribe from my newsletter, I cannot message you again. It blocks you. It says, this person hit unsubscribe, and so you're not allowed to email them again. So if in a moment of poor decision-making, you accidentally unsubscribe to my emails, that's fine. I unsubscribe from stuff all the time. Don't worry about it. But if you want to be resubscribed, let me know and I can go in and delete you from the newsletter sending thing. And then you can resubscribe because it will allow that. But if you hit unsubscribe, I can't override it, which I actually think is a good thing because I don't want to be messaging people who don't want to get my emails. And when I unsubscribe from things, I want them to leave me alone. So it's a good thing. These new rules, I want to say laws. I feel like it's laws that all of this back-end email stuff are to keep you getting less spam, fewer emails that you don't want to see. That's a lot of words, and it's a lot of stuff I don't really understand, but I just wanted to let you know that that's happening. So if there's any disruption, you can let me know. My past week has been insane. My Jovis duster is due to the tech editor tomorrow. And so I have been diligently working on that. I'm almost done writing the pattern. The knitting is not done, but the pattern is almost ready for the tester. I'm gonna get up early tomorrow and go through it again and make sure that it's not the tester, but the tech editor. It's just about ready for her, and then it will go to the testers after that. So many things. In addition, on Friday, today is Sunday the 28th, and on Friday, February 2nd, I have a very big shop update. So I've been working on getting all of that stuff ready. I've actually been working on these Valentine's kits for a long time. So I had this idea. I think, you know, Valentine's Day is traditionally chocolates and flowers, right? I love chocolates and flowers, but I always tell my husband, don't buy me flowers for Valentine's Day because they jack up the prices. Buy me flowers at some other time, which he never does. He might buy them on Valentine's Day, but whatever, it's fine. So I thought, in keeping with the candy idea, wouldn't it be fun if yarn came in like a candy bag? So I got these bags, and these are the bags that your Valentine's Day kits will come in. And they're like a candy bag, and they have nutrition facts on the back. So the serving size is 1 mini skein. There are 5 in this container. No fat, 0 fat, total squishiness, 100 grams, superwash merino, 75 grams, which means 75%, of course. And that's 75% of your daily intake for the day. 25% of your nylon intake for the day. No cholesterol, no sodium, no carbs, woohoo! 100% of your fiber for the day. Total yardage, no protein, sadly. 100% vitamin knit, 100% fiber, 100% hand balm, and 100% vitamin fun. And then it has ingredients: Frankfurt fingering weight yarn, love, squishiness, and beauty. And also hand balm. Did Gigi take it? Oh, she took it. So Gigi and I filmed the Crocheting with Gigi segment, and we showed the balm on there. And it's her balm, but the balm will be included in the kit. And also, are you ready? Oh, did I put it in the thumbnail? If I put it in the thumbnail, then it's not even a surprise. So isn't this so great? When I think of Valentine's Day, my favorite memories are, I mean, in the 1980s, like 1985 through 1988, my mom and I, with construction paper, cutting out heart-shaped things and just making all these hearts out of construction paper. And so I kind of went in with that as my inspiration. So we've got the pink, the red, the light pink, and the purple, and then, you know, the mix. But these were kind of inspired by the 80s Valentine's Day colors. Aren't they fabulous? So in the kit, in the cute bag, will be 100 grams of yarn. There are 5 20-gram minis. Don't go to the website looking for it right now because it's not there. It will not be there until Friday, February 2nd at noon Eastern time. If you're subscribed to the newsletter, then you'll get a reminder. So this would be great for socks or whatever you want to make. It's just fun to have the minis around. It would make a really, really cute pair of Valentine's Day socks, I think. And also there are just a couple of stitch markers that come with it too. I didn't go crazy. I just put some of these little light bulb shaped ones in there. But the kit is the adorable bag and 100 grams of yarn and the stitch markers and the balm that Gigi stole. Yes, it's hers, I know, but she stole it. in the balm is in a new scent, which is Sugar Cookie, and we're gonna show that on the Crocheting with Gigi segment in a ridiculous, hilarious way, as per usual. But I'm so excited about this. I just love it. I think it looks exactly the way I wanted it to look. I love it. It's in lieu of candy if you're not eating candy, and it's in addition to candy if you are. Valentine's Day is actually Ash Wednesday this year, so we are celebrating on Fat Tuesday, which is the 13th. We're doing some kind of big dinner with the kids, and I've got little gifts that I'll probably give them that night. So we'll Fat Tuesday it up, and then go into Ash Wednesday. So anyway, that stuff is going to be in the shop on February 2nd, in addition to February's color of the month and a new permanent colorway, which I am not going to show you just yet, but I will show on next week's podcast, and you'll see in the newsletter. I also have a handful of these One Pot Wonders in Frankfurt fingering. You know, every so often, I'll just have extra dye lying around that's been mixed up, and it's really fun to just dump it all in a pot and see what you get. And you just usually get something really amazingly beautiful that you can kind of see the remnants of the stuff that you've made recently in there. But yeah, so these One Pot Wonders will also be up in the shop on Friday. Is that it? Yeah, again, it's a lot of these things are coming up. But on Friday and next week, it'll be a lot of these things are here now. So that is really, really exciting. Okay, here is Crocheting with Gigi. Okay. Welcome to Crocheting with Gigi.
Yay!
Yay!
Okay, so I got a lot further on my sweater.
Nice. That's a lot.
Yeah.
This is so good. This is the Vesper sweater.
It's giving Bumblebee, but prettier, because black and white's kind of, or black,
Yellow.
Yellow.
Words are hard.
Words are hard.
I love it. It looks so
How much
good.
more of just this?
So much more. So much more. This is Gigi's first, excuse me, fingering weight yarn project, I believe.
Yeah. Well, yeah, the first one. Here's the second one. So, you know, I said
No, this is DK. DK's thicker than fingering weight, but show it.
It felt like it was smaller yarn.
I know.
Okay.
No, it's not.
Kirby! Because I said I would make one, and so...
So these eyes are...
They're just the black matte eyes, but they look kind of creepy. So
They're
I got
not
a
eyes.
silver...
Do you know what these are?
What?
I bought these for Father's cassock.
They're Father's cassock buttons.
If left to his own devices, I don't know who he's got fixing his cassock, but they will sew whatever button they have on
I'm
there.
like, who are you?
So
Why
I
did you do a
bought
better job?
1,000 of these tiny black buttons.
And
do you know what it means?
They're matte. Which they don't work if there's two dead circles for Kirby's eyes.
Right.
So I Googled a picture of him, and you know we all kind of know what he looks like. So I took a silver Sharpie.
I guarantee that these people don't know. I didn't know
Kirby's
what Kirby
like
looks
older though. Well, I guess he's not as famous as like Mario.
Mario. I think we know what Mario looks like.
Yeah, this is Kirby. He's the one who's like, he sucks in the air and he spits it at his enemies. I still don't know how to get past level 1, but it's pretty fun.
We should play again.
Yes.
We got the old-fashioned Nintendo for the family to play.
And his eyes are silver Sharpies. Yeah.
So cute.
He's
adorable.
He's pretty cute. And I used a different color for his cheeks, if you can tell.
What are the cheeks? Are these cheeks?
They're just, that's a cheek. These are his hands.
Those are his hands.
Of course.
Duh.
Or his wings.
These are his hands.
He doesn't fly. He just kind of like bobs.
He bobs. But isn't he underwater? Is that why he blows air?
No.
See the cheeks?
No.
That's
a Mario level where he's underwater. But Kirby just, he has wings and he kind of like,
oh, so
and then the way he attacks people is he sucks in air and then he spits it out at them and they go, wee.
Who comes up with these things?
People in the 80s.
He's adorable.
He's really cute.
I
His
think
little red
it was
boots.
the 90s. No, you're right. It was the 80s.
Yeah.
It's been a long time.
So I was going to make a family of Kirby. This is more like Kirby's less hot younger brother. He's not perfect. He's got some fluff coming out.
Did you use a pattern?
Yeah.
Did we buy that pattern?
No, it's just some free pattern. Oh. Though I kind of used 2 different patterns, kind of mushed them.
Okay.
Well, no, that's what I wanted to do. I used a pattern.
Okay.
I can send it to you.
Okay. Oh my gosh, it's so cute.
Can we talk about the balm?
Oh, yes.
Can that be my segment?
So I'm going to put this segment after the one where I already showed the Valentine's Day kit, so you can show the balm.
Awesome.
This is Gigi's balm, which is how I'm using it.
I was wondering where it went. This is that hand balm. Look how cute it is. It's like
so
a snack
cute.
that your grandma would make you, and you're like, oh, grandma.
Okay, I don't know who your grandma
I don't
is.
have grandmas like that.
No,
They're like the
no
stereotypical,
okay.
sweetie, I'm knitting. It's going to be you. You're going to be that grandma. If there are any grandmas out there,
But
make these for your grandkids, and they will love you for decades.
But I will totally buy these cookies. I'm not the kind of... You'll be the grandma who makes this snack.
No. I will. Yeah,
You will.
okay.
That's a really pretty snack.
This is a really good balm. It's like clean, but like flowers and like awesome. It's just really nice.
No, it's sugar cookie.
Is it?
Smell it again.
Am I getting sick? I can't.
It's sugar cookie. Gigi's nose is broken.
I'm just gonna look. Oh yeah, it is sugar. It smells really good. She took mine. We know it's mine because I wrote my name on it. Oh, they can't see it. It's
so that we won't sell you this one. You don't want to get this one because
No.
we've had our hands and apparently our noses deep in there.
We need to smell it.
See, Gigi she totally breaks the rules. She just puts it on like this.
There are rules.
No, there aren't.
There aren't
There
any
are unwritten rules.
Oh, it smells so good.
And
And it's
just
such a
like-
difference from like our
Yeah.
last, like 3 or 4 that have been all like warm and autumn. And this is like sugar cookie.
I just dug into it.
Look at that.
Look, you got to break the seal because once you break the seal,
but-
smell it. Smell
I
it.
don't want to.
Smell it.
It smells
Now it smells like sugar cookies.
But it's mine.
subtle.
I wanted to break the seal.
Too late. You were too slow.
No, you're supposed to like gently take some off the top. Look.
Let me dig into it some more.
No, you have been banned. Get your own. Buy this one, guys. It's a really nice one.
It's really nice, and it comes in the kits, and it's gonna be great.
It's gonna be awesome.
They go up on Friday.
Oh, is there anything else we can say about the kits?
Well, I already.
There was already a segment that you did without me.
I showed them already.
Without me?
I'll hold back so that the balm is all you.
Okay. It's great. It's all mine. I feel like I should get a refund. So if you get one that has my name on the bottom and a giant hole out of the middle, you know.
Send it back. Don't use that one.
Or you can like
I'll send you
frame
another
it
one.
on your shelf and be like, I have the one.
The one. I'm not that famous. I'm super not.
You got recognized twice.
Well,
Did you tell that story?
I did. I told it last week. That's so funny.
Someone
I was in
was
Hobby Lobby.
Someone recognized Charlotte. She was at a birthday party, and the grandma there was like, "Are you on KnittyMcPurly?"
Was that real? I'm skeptical that happened.
Charlotte she couldn't make that up. She was at a birthday where there was cupcakes. She wouldn't think of that.
That's weird. I gotta find out if that really happened.
I
feel like I just dismissed it as fiction.
I don't think that was fiction. Like, cause like you're going to a kid's
really
birthday
silly.
party. There's already enough going on.
You
There
don't
are
need to make up
cupcakes.
stuff?
Who would think to make up that? You're nobody.
Are you out there?
Are you
Penny's,
out there?
Penny's grandma.
Penny's grandma. We know you. We know
Hi,
Penny.
Penny's grandma.
Hi, Penny's grandma. If you're real, leave a comment saying that you're real. And like photo proof maybe.
Yes.
Of, like Penny. No, we can't do that. Of you.
I don't need photo proof. Just tell me you're Penny's
tell
grandma.
me. Yeah, and then we'll go to Penny and be like, is this your grandma? I think that might be crossing the line. That might be a line crosser, but we think it really happened.
Oh, God.
I think it does. She thinks it doesn't. Penny's grandma, you
Let
gotta
us know.
prove me right.
Let us know. Has this gone on long enough?
I feel like they're probably
it
sick
has.
of me. They're like, did they just forget to stop
Did
recording?
they forget that they're still on camera?
Did they forget that we're still like sitting here for their awful conversation?
So what can we expect to see from you next week, Gigi? More Kirby's? More sweater? What are
I
you gonna
don't
work on?
know. During the week, it's hard to get stuff done.
But there's today, and we're watching the rest of the Roosevelt documentary.
So good.
Today's the last day of our free trial.
Can we like recommend that to
Super good. It's a
everybody and their
Ken
mom?
Burns documentary. It's the Roosevelt. It's on Amazon Prime.
But we subscribe to some 7-day free trial. We're gonna get our free days and then cancel
Today's
it.
the last day, so we have to watch it today.
We have to do it. So you guys have to do it now before they catch on. And we're all canceling it after 7 days.
So anyway, when we work on that, what are you going to work on? Are you going to work on your sweater or more Kirby's?
Sweater, because I need to get this thing done.
Yay! It's a lot more, but it's very mindless. It's just raglan shaping, forever and ever and ever, and then you separate for the sleeves.
Yeah.
Okay, Gigi, let's get on it.
Right.
Bye.
Bye.
Crazy as always. Gigi is so fun. We have such a good time. All right, moving on to the comments. I need to move this closer to me because I cannot read it at that distance. The Kindles said, I echo that sentiment with wanting people to know that God is here. I lost my mom to pancreatic cancer in 2019, and I think I was borderline as a believer. I did know deep down that God is there, but when she passed, my faith was gifted to me by her and the above. I just cannot explain how true and real it is. Wow. Thank you so much for that comment, Kimberly. Karen Davis responded to her comment saying, I lost my brother to pancreatic cancer in 2008. He had been a churchgoer all his life, but his journey with pancreatic cancer took him to a deep level of faith in Jesus. I am confident I will see him again on the other side when I too get to look in the face of Jesus. You know, a lot of people wonder how God can exist when there's suffering in the world. And it's like people, have you heard the story about the people with leprosy who, if they couldn't feel their fingers, they would do dangerous things and they would lose their fingers because there wasn't any pain? God reaches us through pain. God gets us through suffering, and he wants us to know him. I have a good friend who struggles with belief a lot, and her dad died yesterday. And I have been praying for her and for her dad and the repose of his soul, that she would come to believe through this suffering. Because God is real. God is out there, friends, and he allows suffering for our good. So don't look at bad things and say, oh, God can't exist because there's bad things. God uses the bad things for our good, for our salvation. Lori Nolan said, I love this podcast as I always do. I love to watch them on Sunday after church. However, this Sunday, my husband was particularly chatty. I have had to wait till Monday so I can enjoy every minute of it. Gigi's blanket is beautiful. I haven't seen much of Alexis, but I have to say, if she's anything like Gigi and Charlotte, they are all my favorites. That's funny. Alexis is quiet. She is not one to be in front of other people. In fact, today, she just showed me these little cherries that she knit. She knit these 2 little cherries on stems. And I was like, you've got to show those on the podcast. She was like, eh. But they were so, so cute. Old Orcut Yarnery says, Devin, I'd love to see a subscription option where each month you get a skein of the color of the month as a sock set automatically shipped. Would you consider doing that? Lisa, I love this idea, and other people have brought it up to me before. The only reason I haven't done it is because it's difficult to manage on the back end. It's not out of the question though, but I do love that idea. How many of you would be interested in that? If a lot of people would be interested, I will see what I can do to figure that out because I do love that idea. Okay, Adela Horakova from the Czech Republic. Hi, Adela. She said, such a sad and dramatic story, talking about Carol's sweater story from last week. My friend experienced something a little similar with her first all-over colorwork sweater she had ever made. It was, I think, during the first year that she became a knitter. One evening, after she finished the sweater, she soaked it and put it in the washer just for a little spin. But when she came back to the washer, she realized that the spin program had not finished yet, which was really strange. She realized that instead she had switched on the rinse program. She shrieked in horror, scaring her husband, and took the sweater out. It had gotten very small by that time. Her amazing husband immediately understood how bad the situation was and held her patiently while she was sobbing into his shoulder. In the end, she's able to wear the sweater as a next to skin layer when she goes skiing in the winter. However, it still has that bitter feeling for her to put it on. That is terrible. I am so sorry. Natural wool, though, it is like that. I don't think I've ever had this happen, probably because I don't put it in the washer or the dryer. And not to say that that's a bad idea. I do think it's a good idea, but it does increase your risk of something really bad happening. Always Yarn First says, I love seeing everyone's makes of your designs. I just finished my 3rd Flux cowl as a gift to a woman that was in my old congregation and who has battled cancer through the years. The other day I asked if I could bring it by, and when I did, she said it was an answer to a prayer because that day she was attending her sister's funeral via Zoom. That hit me so hard. That hits hard on several levels. But I'm so glad that she got to wear that beautiful cowl. That was so nice, Lindsay, for you to make that for her. So Beautiful says, you and Gigi together are like my mom, brother, and I used to be. We had the same sense of humor and just got each other. We would get laughing so hard that we would cry and couldn't talk and could hardly even breathe. I miss that. My family is that way too. In fact, I got to show you this picture because this picture was taken at Alexis's birthday, and we just found that my mom and my dad and my brother and I, which this was my nuclear family growing up, were all sitting at the table together. And I just love that this picture exists because there aren't that many of just the 4 of us all together. But we're like that. When we get together, we just laugh. I don't know why, we just think everything is funny. So yeah, it's great. It's funny because I think Charlotte maybe took the picture, and then when she showed it to us, either my dad or my brother, I can't remember who, was like, why are all these old people in the picture? Oh, getting old is hard. Jen V, hi Jen, says, Devin, I love your bold faith and dedication to share it. I hope Barbara reaches out to you. I am rooting for you. Oh, that's really sweet, Jen. I hope she does too. She has not, but we can still hold out hope. I did get this critical comment. L.I.J. Harney said, you wanting to change Barbara into a believer is just as wrong as someone trying to convince you to be an atheist. God gave us free will. Barbara has the same right to be an atheist as you do to be a Christian. Don't try to force people to believe as you do. And I actually wrote back and I said, thank you so much for your comment. I never force anyone to do anything. I'm actually terrible at forcing people to do stuff. Just ask my kids. I really am just terrible at it. But a Christian has the moral imperative to share Jesus if possible. It's like seeing a blind person walking toward the edge of a cliff. I wouldn't be infringing on their free will to stop them and say, there's a cliff there. In fact, I am morally obligated to tell them. So it is for the atheist who approaches death. And that's all I'm going to say about that. All right, moving on to knitting fantasies. So when I logged into Etsy this morning, I saw this. And the reason I saw it is because Charlotte has been searching for Shopkins, which are these tiny little toys that are like mini brands, where they're just miniature, tiny little things that you have in your life, but they're tiny. And so I thought, I want to look for tiny knitted toys, because wouldn't it be cute if these were knitted? Like, adorable. And I didn't have an easy time finding those. Maybe they don't exist. But wouldn't it be cute if they did? Like little tiny hot dogs and little tiny pizzas. I mean, that would be so, so cute. There are people on Instagram who make these tiny things. I don't know if they're necessarily knitted, but out of different things. And they do these little videos. So many cute things on the internet. The internet has a dark side, but in the good side, it really gives vent for the creativity of a lot of amazing people. So my first pick for today is the Knitted Goose by Cute Knit Toy over on Etsy. If you're watching this on Sunday, January 28th, everything on her shop is 60% off. So this pattern is like $3.50. Like, it's super, super well priced. This is just an adorable knitted goose. When I went to see what yarn weight she used, she said what kind of yarn it is, so you'd have to Google it. I don't know why patterns do that, where they don't tell you the weight, because I don't necessarily have access to this exact yarn that you used. I want to know the weight that you did. It's a toy, so you could use whatever you want, but you'd have to adjust the needle size. Anyway, so I continued looking at what she had to offer since they were 60% off. And she has this adorable pattern called Pixie the Mouse. So, so cute. These patterns are available in English and Russian, I believe. Finally, my final pick from Cute Knit Toy is the Nimble Mouse. These teeny, teeny, tiny mice are, it's only 40 cents for the pattern because it's a $1 pattern at 60% off. So if you're interested in making any really cute, adorable knitted toys, these are a great deal this weekend. All right, moving right along. Like I said, this has been a crazy week. It's just been a lot. I judged the science fair at my older kids' school on Wednesday, and I'm judging it again next Wednesday, and patterns and kits, and whew, it's a lot. So this wonderful story is sent to me by Trisha, and oh, so here's what happened. Here's our So Here's What Happened segment where we share a knitting story from our community. This one comes from Trisha, and she calls it Patience, Courage, and Determination. Trisha says, in the fall of 2020, I was new to knitting, a crocheter, quilter, and all-around crafter my entire life, but I wanted to give knitting socks a try. I only had a few months experience, but wanted a small portable project to take to my late husband's appointments. I was fully anticipating many hours to come in waiting room after waiting room while he proceeded with tests to be eligible for a transplant. Gosh, that was a hard time to be doing that, Trisha. I was in waiting rooms a lot myself because my cancer diagnosis was fall of 2020. And everything was harder because you couldn't go anywhere without a COVID test and a mask, and it was really hard. I can't imagine. Transplant is even harder. Trisha says, first sock started, we headed to his appointment. All I needed to do was a simple stockinette stitch round and round. Perfect. At the appointment, my hubby headed back with the nurse. I settled into a nice cushy chair and began my sock knitting using 5 metal DPNs. I made a round and then another. Then my good old carpal tunnel and dropsies kicked in. As I knit to the end of the next DPN, catastrophe struck. The empty DPN fell between the cushion and the side of the chair. I carefully slid my fingers into the gap, but doing so opened the gap further. Raise your hand if this has happened to you. This has happened to all of us, right? You're like, if I put my hand in there, it's just gonna fall farther, and that's what happened. Trisha says, all I felt was space and no bottom. I heard the DPN tink, tink, tink all the way to the inside of the plush chair. What the knit just happened? I leaned back my head in total disbelief. How was I to knit now? As a beginner, all I knew was knitting with 5 DPNs. There was no way I was gonna sit there doing nothing for the next hour. Mind you, this was the peak of COVID and there was not a magazine to be found in the waiting room. I stood up, turned, and gave the chair a determined gaze. Okay, there has got to be a way to retrieve my needle. I pulled the big chair out from the wall and tilted it backwards, hearing the metal DPN hitting the coils inside like a pinball machine. Before I go on, I'll tell you that after this, I sent a message to her back saying, were there like other people in the room? She's like, oh yeah, there were plenty of other people. And here's me like trying to get my needle out of the inside of this chair. So she says, I looked underneath. So she's got the chair upside down. I looked underneath to find a stapled mesh trapping in my prized needle. Unbelievable, I thought, but oh no, you are not getting my needle. I tilted the big chair, this time onto one leg, hearing the needle tink, tink again. I was hoping to coax it down to the corner. I gently poked my finger through the mesh and felt around. Okay, so it's not upside down because otherwise it would have fallen the other way, but she's got it up so she's looking under it. I got it. There it was. I ripped a hole just a little larger than 2 fingers to get inside and pinch the needle with my fingertips. Holy cow, I got it. What a relief. I took some breaths and was elated. I'd returned to my seat and began to knit. As you can imagine, I now needed the calming effects of my knitting to bring my blood pressure down. Over the course of that year and to this day, knitting has seen me through many joyous and difficult days, including losing my husband. I am so sorry, Trisha. Dare I say it has saved me from the abyss. The fiber community has been my constant go-to friends, cheering me and giving my mind the break that it has needed, as well as encouraging me to be creative. A year later, I found a local knitting group and also a local charity to knit winter items for our community. God is good. He has given me a skill that I love and that I love to share. I have included some fun pictures that you may share if so inclined. Thank you, Devin, for providing the fiber community with encouragement and a lightheartedness of life. Thank you so much, Trisha. That was a wonderful story. I mentioned in the Crocheting with Gigi segment about the Roosevelts, and I have been inspired by Franklin in particular, because he was a man who was in almost constant pain, and he smiled all the time. And we were watching it the other day, and I just looked at Gigi and I was like, this is a testament to smiling, because no one knew the kind of pain he was in. And he became president in 1932 at a period where the United States had been in a depression for 3 years. And it was unemployment, 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 drought. I mean, it was just a really depressing time in our country. And this incredibly joyous man became president, and his joy spread and brought the people the encouragement and the psychological boost that they needed to get through it. And I thought, think about what we can do just by smiling. Let's all do that. Let's smile our way through whatever is handed to us. And we will have done what we need to do. You can get through like 80% just by smiling. So I will leave you with that today. Thank you so much for joining me. If you have a knitting story, please send it to me, Devin at KnittyMcPurly.com. I cannot wait to see you guys again next Sunday. Have a wonderful, wonderful week. Bye, knitters.